Hi folks, Drew Kiespert here, live at Fremont High School for today's NECC contest between the Churubusco Eagles and your Fremont Eagles. And it looks like it's an overcast day, a little chilly, but hopefully the rain will hold off here, or we won't have any. As of right now, the field looks pretty darn good, and it's definitely got its fair share of rain over the last few days to get it nice and thick for tonight's contest. And we're going to turn it over to our announcer, Jonah Pentecost, here in just a few minutes. But I do want to run through a few things. First off, don't forget to share your positive vibes and comments below. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We'll post those things up on the screen. And also don't forget to shamash that like button and shamash that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the Fremont Eagles Network action during every season that's covered from fall to winter to spring. Eagle One Stop, your pregame and postgame headquarters. Whether it's pizza, Subway, chicken, or Eagle Bites, give them a call at 495-3110. DQ Grill and Chill, 1303 North Wayne, 319-4436. Get your 10% off coupon at FremontEagles.net. Doubles to 20% off when we win. Travis Williamson, Realtor. He knows Lake Country Realty. Give him a call at 316-5564 if you're looking to sell or buy. In particular, if you're in the market for a lake home, see him at Mike Thomas Associates in Angola. Lonsberry Garage at 104 South Baum Street in Fremont, 495-3333, offering quality service at a fair and honest price. Now serving Fremont. GEW's Butcher Block, 103 East Toledo in Fremont, 517-278-278. 7. Whether it's beef, pork, chicken, seafood, sausage, snack sticks, or jerky, the list goes on and on and on. They got nothing but the best at GW's Butcher Block. A&J alternators and starters. 1188 East State Road 120 in Fremont, 495-1655, offering alternator and starter repair, rebuilding, self-storage units, and U-Haul rental. A&J alternators and starters. Beams Funeral Home, celebrating life with dignity. Longtime supporters of Eagle Pride at 200 West Toledo in Fremont, 495-2915. Fremont Chiropractic at 119 East Toledo in Fremont, 260-527-0370. Dr. Temple gives you the $21 deal in initial consultation and first visit, all for one low price. Fremont Chiropractic. Chuck's Custom Concrete, 260-705-8630, guaranteeing the highest quality workmanship, serving the tri-state area. 705-8630, that's Chuck's Custom Concrete. And Fremont Nutrition at 104 East Toledo in Fremont, 260-261-0050. Healthy shakes, energy bombs, and protein coffee. Over 50 shake flavors, including the Cinco de Mayo special this week, ladies and gentlemen, fried ice cream. Fried ice cream shake. That just sounds great. So that's Fremont Nutrition. And so at this time, we're going to turn it over to our announcer, Jonah Pentecost. Before I do, I also want to make sure I mention our cameraman is Micah Pentecost, and our production box crew tonight is Tanner Friend, or dare I say, what do we call you now? The Dapper Yapper. All right, here's Jonah Pentecost.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Mr. Kiespert, for starting us off tonight. Once again, the story of this season, a slightly cloudy, overcast day in Fremont, Indiana. A little chilly, probably in the low 50s, as we get ready for this NECC conference action between the Churubusco Eagles and the Fremont Eagles. So, Battle of the Eagles tonight. Fremont and Busco met about a week ago in the NECC tournament, also here in the second round. Fremont ended up with a 6-1 victory, as I recall, pitching Remy Craybill. Both pitchers will be changed tonight. We'll have Brody Folk on the mound, sophomore for the Eagles. And let's see who's starting for Busco. And pitching for Churubusco will be Cal Ostrowski. If I've done my homework right, he's probably Busco's number one. He's tied for the 5th most pitched innings this year in the NECC, so I'd be surprised if he wasn't their number one. Looks like game time will start a little later than expected, probably around 5:40, 10 minutes later than usual, but I'm sure Coach Bach will be fine with that. He usually gives teams a little more time, especially if they're as far away as Busco is. They're about an hour away from Fremont, Indiana. Grounds crew did a great job on the field tonight. The rain made it bog up a little bit, had some standing water in places, but looks relatively fine tonight. Scraped most of the water off and dried it off. The new and improved tarps for the Eagles kept the mound and the home plate dry, so that helps as well. As we may actually start a little before 5:40, as the coaches are preparing to have their meeting with the pair of umpires. Sectional draw came out on Sunday, the much-awaited sectional draw for the state of Indiana for baseball. Fremont will open in the first round against sectional champion Blackhawk Christian. This will be a rematch of the sectional championship game last season. Both teams, some of the top 15 1A teams in the state of Indiana this year. They will be the very first game on a Tuesday, I believe. 7-team sectional hosted at Fremont for the second consecutive year. If Fremont is victorious against Blackhawk Christian, they will play Hamilton in the second round. And one of Bethany Christian, Lakewood Park, Elkhart Christian, or Fort Wayne Canterbury in the championship the next week. We went in the semifinal, and then the winner of that would be in the championship for Fremont. We had to move up. We had to add an extra day for the sectional this year, as Hamilton did not have a team last year, but they entered one this season to put our 7 teams in there. So 4 days of sectionals this year. Fremont softball will also be hosting their sectional. I cannot remember the last time both softball and baseball hosted sectionals of Fremont, but it will be an exciting week, albeit busy week of baseball for the athletic program. Both baseball and softball teams sitting at pretty decent records this year. Baseball sits at 12-3 on the season and are close in the running for the conference title with Eastside and Fairfield, and then Garrett is 1 game ahead of all 3 of those teams with no wins in the conference as of yet, but that may change soon. Softball team is about the same record, I believe, 12-3. Big storyline for them this year is they hit their 17th home run on Monday against Elkhart Christian. They've had about 6, I think they've had 6 different players hit home runs this year, several different grand slams. They broke the record weeks ago, so they just continue to rack it up. As our public address announcer, Eric Pentecost, will now open up with tonight's game's announcements.
On behalf of Dr. Williams, Head Principal Art Sherbondi, and Athletic Director Roger Probst, we welcome you to Fremont High School. Please remember that all Fremont community school grounds are tobacco-free zones. Today, we welcome the Churubusco Eagles as the guests on the scoreboard. The temperature is currently 56 degrees. The skies are overcast, and the winds are finally starting to pick up a little bit. They were very still just a little while ago. Now, the introductions of the teams and coaches. First, the lineup for Churubusco. Batting first and playing center field, number 2, Connor Sloan. Batting second and pitching, number 5, Cal Ostrowski. Batting third at shortstop, Keenan Hendricks. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 8, Wyatt Marks. Batting fifth in left field, number 6, Croy Haberstock. Batting sixth, second baseman, number 11, Brennan Gaff. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 27, Keaton Blessing. Number 8 is the DH, number 14, Gavin Hart. He's DHing for number 32, first baseman, Gavin Haberstock. And batting ninth in right field, number 1, Wyatt Hershey. Also for Busco tonight, number 9, Mason Young, and number 20, Peyton Jones. The Eagles are coached by head coach Jordan Turner. Now the lineup for your 12-3 Fremont Eagles. Batting first and playing second base, number 2, Corbin Beeman. Batting second at shortstop, number 7, Ethan Bach. Batting third, the catcher, number 37, Nick Miller. In the fourth spot, the first baseman, number 15, Jacob Wagner. Batting fifth at third base, number 12, Gable Pentecost. Batting sixth, right fielder, number 4, Remy Crable. Batting seventh in left field, number 1, Colton Guthrie. Batting eighth, the DH, number 11, Dylan Friend. He will be DHing for number 3, center fielder, Isaac Hershey. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 0, Brody Folk. Also for Fremont tonight, number 5, Connor Trobaugh, and number 25, Sam Verdon. The Eagles are coached by head coach Justin Bach, assistants Ron Colglazier, Dave Smith, Ryan Allman, and Andrew Smith. At this time, we ask that you please stand and face center field. Gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our wonderful country with the playing of our national anthem.
And that'll do it for the anthem, as Fremont will head out on defense first, being the home team, as we will prepare to head to the top of the first inning. Leading off will be Connor Sloan for the Eagles, succeeded by Cal Ostrowski, pitcher, and Keenan Hendricks, the third baseman. A correction from earlier, the Eagles are actually 11-3. Slight correction, not 12-3. Our apologies from all of Fremont Eagles Network for that grievous error. I'm sure that mistake got a couple people fired, but we'll fix it. Brody Folk for the Eagles starting tonight has a limited amount of innings this season. He's got 8 innings over 5 games played. He's given up 3 earned runs, 2 walks with 6 strikeouts and a hit by pitch. One of the up-and-coming pitchers for the Eagles.
On the game for the Churubusco Eagles, center fielder number 2, Connor Sloan.
Not one of Fremont's top 3 pitchers, but one of their backups are getting in. little time, see how well he can perform, get him some experience. Love that. Fremont will have possibly its best infield with Folk on the mound, with Pentecost at third, Bach at short, Beeman at second, and Wagner at first. As the first pitch will be outside and low to Sloan for ball one. And that will be a swing and a miss for strike one. Pitch from Folk. Grounded, a slow on hard play to third. Pentecost will make the field and make the throw. Great play by Pentecost at third. Had some beautiful defensive plays in the NECC Championship versus Eastside, including a double play where he took it himself to second and then made the throw to first. His great arm pitching that nears the 90 should help him making throws from third. As Cal Ostrowski will now come up to bat for the Eagles, for the Busco Eagles, that is. Down the middle for strike one. Churubusco's dugout very vocal, as usual. They were last time the Eagles played them, and are vocal this time, showing their support for their teammates, I'm sure. Beautiful off speed to Ostrowski for strike two. Pitcher's duel here, Ostrowski and Folk. The 0-2, Miller sets up outside in the dirt for ball one. Ostrowski can breathe a sigh of relief as that was in the dirt but was close. 1-2 from the belt. Oh, off speed did not break as planned and pelts Ostrowski in the back. Folk had him on the ropes 0-2, but instead ends up walking him. As Keenan Hendricks will now come up to bat for Busco. Busco with a runner on in the first. Pickoff move is high and away. Pitch just outside for ball one. Ostrowski getting a decent lead. Testing out Folk's reflexes. Lined up, straight back to Beeman. Good poke, but right at Beeman, who had the ease and calmness to camp under that and make the out, as it will quickly be 2 outs. Ostrowski also realized the play and hurried back to first before Beeman could double him off. As 2 outs come, but Busco retains with a runner on first. Wyatt Marks will now come up to bat for the Eagles, cleanup hitter. Would not be surprised to see Ostrowski steal here. Big chop by Marks at the high 0 pitch, as we are now taking 0-1. Pickoff move, no tag is applied. Runner does go. Miller guns him, and Beeman lost the ball. Great throw by Miller. Would have had him out at second. Beeman lost the ball, and good backup by center fielder Isaac Hershey. Otherwise, Ostrowski might have had 3. As there are still 2 outs, but Busco does have a runner in scoring position. It would sting if they can get one in after Fremont got 2 outs pretty quickly. Strike 2 from Folk. One more pitch and Folk can end it. We'll see what he does. Instead, catcher Miller will decide to have a little mound visit. Probably talking about the runner. Mound visit has concluded, as we will now prepare for the 1-2 pitch to Marks. I'm sure he'll be swinging here. Popped way up to the right side. Hefty swings from Marks, but no solid contact as of yet. Off speed, pops straight up. And will be right on top of shortstop Ethan Bach. He'll call off the rest of the infield, and they will get out of the first inning defensively, giving up no runs and no hits. Only runner on for Busco being Ostrowski off of the hit by pitch. Also steals a base. Coming up for the Eagles will be second baseman Corbin Beeman, shortstop Ethan Bach, and then catcher Nick Miller. So I will sign off while Busco completes its top of the game warm-up. Beeman will come up to bat for the Eagles in the bottom of the first. He's got an average of .294 on the season with 10 hits, 3 doubles, and a home run on his repertoire. First pitch from Ostrowski popped up. First pitch right on top of center fielder. You couldn't have an easier play. Ethan Bach will quickly come up to bat then. Ethan Bach with a .500 even average on the season, having a great season batting this year, easily for the top for the Eagles. 21 hits, lots of them being bunts. Not really a power hitter, as you would say. Only 1 double, 1 triple, no home runs, but beautiful bunter and great solid contact hitter. Off speed doesn't break hard enough high for ball 1. This one will be in there for strike 1. Even across the board at ones. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. One one. In the dirt, gets past the catcher. Ball 2. Same spot as last pitch for ball 3. Hitters count for Bach, 3-1. As a heads up, Fremont Eagles Network will be streaming next Thursday's game, Lakeland at Fremont. We're unsure if we will be streaming tomorrow's game versus Fairfield, but we will get back to you on that as soon as possible. As the 3-1 is on his way to Bach, and Bach will take a walk. As that one got past the catcher, third time they at bat, and Bach will quickly be on first. This will bring up Fremont's hardest hitter of the season, Nick Miller, with a 435 average. Only one less hit than Bach, 20 hits on the season, 4 doubles, and 3 home runs with 19 RBIs, easily leading the Eagles. Has only struck out 4 times this season as well. Pickoff move to first. Bach with plenty of time to get back and get on his feet. This one is ripped into left by Miller. Very solid line drive by him. That'll get him above 20 for hits. As we'll have 2 runners on with 1 out, and the first baseman, Jacob Wagner, will come up.
First baseman, number 15, Jacob Wagner.
Less successful in the line drive scheme is Miller, but still a powerful hitter. A starting offensive lineman for Fremont's football team. So he's got the size and the strength to hit it far. We'll see what he can do here. He's also got a large number of RBIs, with 16. First pitch on the way to Wagner. Off speed, doesn't break hard enough. Close, but too high. Ball 1. Corners in, but middle infield playing a double play depth around second base. Looks like they might try for a middle infield pick at second. Trying to maybe scare Bach a little. Bach will dig for third. Off of the bobble at the catcher. Catcher gets it down in time, but throws off the spot, and Bach will stand up on third. Another thing about these Eagles, they're very well disciplined in terms of their base running. Very good coaching on that. They've been caught stealing only once this season, I believe, with over 40 attempts. Miller was smart enough to get on second off of Bach's steal instead of just gawking. That one will be in there for strike 1. 2-1 count to Wagner. Solid hit, can bring in 2 runs quickly in this game. See what he does with it. Ripped through the gap by Wagner. That'll be a base hit. Bach will walk onto home, and that'll be the first run for the Eagles. Miller standing up on third. 2, 3, and 4 batters get hard hit singles for the Eagles. Excuse me, Bach walked. Yes, Bach walked, but then Miller and Wagner with hits, as this will bring up Gable Pentecost, Fremont's ace pitching. He'll be on rest today. He boasts a 348 average with 16 hits, 10 singles, 4 doubles, a triple, and 1 home run. As he can continue this inning for the Eagles. Swings at the high pitch for strike 1. He's had some issues with popping balls up this season, but if he gets a hold of it, he can send it far and hard. Runners on the corners once again with Miller on third, Wagner on first. Eagles up 1 in the bottom of the first. Pentecost feints bunt, but ball breaks towards him and he pulls back. Even across the board again, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pentecost attempts bunt at an outside pitch, and that'll be strike 2. This will be a big out for the Busco Eagles if they can get it. As it stands, there's still only 1 out. Eagles with an out to give if they want to sacrifice. Catcher will make a new call about the first and third situation. Unsure if they will throw down or fake the throw down and hope to get Miller off of third. Some teams know that the runner on third will be staying to be safe and will throw down anyway. We'll see what the Busco Eagles do. They'll throw straight back to third and not even look at second. Miller with the heads up play and gets back to second, and Wagner will be up on second. Not a lucrative base stealer, but makes it happen there. Only his 5th stolen base of the season, getting a large leadoff. Breaking ball high for ball 3, as we'll have full count now after the 1-2 count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 3-2-1 count, as some would say. Strowski versus Pentecost. We'll see who ends up winning this duel. Low in the dirt for ball 4, and we'll have bases loaded as the number 6 batter, Remy Crable, will come up. Eagles threw 5 batters with only 1 out, but have only scored 1 run, as the runners have been stranded on the bases, and we'll have bases juiced. Only 1 out, but very good potential for a double play here by Busco, as they might be able to strand bases loaded and get out with only 1 run scored by the Eagles. Eagles, on the other hand, might be able to jack up the score in just this inning. This one a little high to Crable for ball 1. Crable with a 359 average this season. Solid, consistent batter. Not one of Fremont's better batters, but a good, consistent hitting batter. This one is low and outside for ball 2. Crable's got 14 hits, 11 singles, a double, and 2 home runs. He's a second most home runs on the team behind Miller with 3. He's also got 11 RBIs. High again for ball 3, and we'll quickly have a 3-0 count. Strowski versus Crable. Much more dangerous situation for a walk as well, as 1 more misplaced pitch would mean a run scored. Crable will almost undoubtedly take this pitch. True to form, most pitchers seem to do it on a 3-0 count. This will be right down the middle for strike 1, as Crable will now take a slightly more aggressive stance, I'm sure. This one outside for ball 4, and Fremont will score a run off the walk. Miller will walk in to stand up on the plate. Wagner moves to 3rd, Pentecost moves to 2nd, and Crable to 1st. The freshman pretty recently moved up to varsity, Colton Guthrie, will come in to bat for the Eagles in the 7th spot. A little bit of a mound visit between Strowski and his catcher, Keaton Blessing. Base is still loaded, 1 out, 2 runs to 0 runs for Fremont in the bottom of the 1st. Pitch to Guthrie on the way. This one will be in there for a first pitch strike, strike 1. Strowski looked a little dumbfounded at something. Perhaps he had miscued the catcher's call or something. As it stands, still a positive play for him. Gets ahead with 1 strike. Guthrie takes a big hack at that, but let his eyes drift and will miss it. As my baseball coaches used to say, you can't really hit what you're not looking at. In that case, definitely true. Infield in, so runners getting big leads. Inside and high to Guthrie. Probably could have worn it off the helmet, but decided not to. Avoids the 0-2 count and moves up to 1-2. Strowski can get the 2 outs, the desperately needed 2nd out for the Busco Eagles, and with this pitch if he desires. Guthrie swings at a high pitch, but fouls it off to stay alive. Barring a double play, number 11, Dylan Friend, will come up to bat after Guthrie. Popped up over the fence again. Guthrie with only 21 at-bats this season. 16 at-bats. But he's got 7 hits. All of them singles. And a good breaking ball inside that Guthrie will take a off-balance hack at for the first strikeout of the game. 2 outs now, as Busco might be able to strand bases loaded here. We'll see if that Friend can dial up here in the 8th spot. This one down the middle for strike 1. and also with a limited repertoire this season. He's got 10 at-bats with a 400 average, 4 hits, 2 singles, and 2 doubles, so not bad for his allotment of time. This one inside almost hit him, but broke just hard enough to miss. Way to avoid that by Ostrowski, as it would have scored another run. And we'll have 1-1 apiece, 2 outs. Play at any base for the Busco Eagles. This one high for ball 2. With that out, the infield will back up the double play depth from their previous held position for bunt coverage. Pickoff move to first, and they easily got him. Crable was not paying attention, and the first baseman ran back to first to get that out. Eagles will score 2 runs, but could have been a lot worse, as the Busco Eagles avoid a much worse situation. Coming up next for the Busco Eagles will be Croy Haberstock. Then we'll have Brennan Gaff. And lastly, considering if it is a 1-2-3 inning, there'll be more after that. But the third batter will be Keaton Blessing, catcher. 5, 6, 7 batters, respectively, for Busco. Croy Haberstock coming up now to duel with Folk in the top of the second. Folk with a decent first inning, 1 walk, no strikeouts, and no hits outside for ball 1. As he also could have held the runner to first. Eagles should have picked Ostrowski off second, but misplayed it. Fouled off by Haberstock, and we'll have 1-1. Outside in the dirt for ball 2. Busy night at the Fremont High School Athletic Complex tonight, as we have a track meet very close by as well. We can see everyone between Hamilton, Fremont, and Angola, all the Steuben County teams, as Folk's fourth pitch is outside in the dirt again for ball 3. We'll have 3-1. And there's also a tennis match just next to us and the track meet between Lakeland and Fremont. This one driven deep into center field. And Hershey will drop it. And he'll stand, Haberstock will stand up on second. So quickly, I'm not sure if that'll be an error or a double in the scorebook, but Haberstock will be on second. Strike 1 to Brennan Gaff. As Eagles, Busco Eagles, it's gonna be hard. So Eagles between the Eagles. If I keep just saying the mascots, I might get confused. Bunt right down the first base line. Good sacrifice, as the Eagles should make the play. Low throw by Folk is picked cleanly by Wagner at first base for the first out, but Haberstock does end up on third. 1 out. Busco Eagles with a runner in easy scoring position at third. Outside ball 1. That's where most of Folk's misses seem to go. one in there. Grounder to second base where Beeman is. And he bobbles the ball as the Busco Eagles will score a run and get a runner on first. Courtesy runner will come in for Blessing. So, should be 2 consecutive errors for the Eagles. One that included 2 bases in center field on the fly ball. And then the ground ball to Beeman at second.
Courtesy run number 20, Jones is the Busco. Up to bat, the designated hitter number 14, Gavin Hart.
Gavin Hart now batting for the Busco Eagles. 8 batter. Bunt attempt. Missed contact for strike 1. This one driven to Bach at shortstop. They'll get one at 2. Will not get the one at first. Maybe if the throw was a little faster, probably would have gotten him. Quick play, but as it stands, Eagles get 1 out. Especially the lead runner, it's good for them.
Right fielder number 1, Wyatt.
As the last batter in the Busco Eagles lineup will come up to bat, Wyatt Hershey. Eagles with 2 outs in the top of the second with 1 runner on first. Busco Eagles have scored 1 run off errors. This one a hard play, short grounder to Pentecost at third. Will make the clean field and the easy throw to first for the assist, and Wagner with the put out. So a couple errors in the field to involve a Busco run are followed by a couple good defensive plays by the Eagles to get out of that inning, hold the Busco Eagles to 1 run. But I'm sure Coach Bach will want his team to jack up the score a little more, especially in baseball. You want some insurance runs. Dylan Friend will return to the plate after just watching the final out being made on the base pass last inning. We'll see what he can do.
Second inning for Fremont. Number 11, the designated hitter, Dylan Friend.
Eagles coming up on the top of their lineup in the bottom of the second already, with Folk succeeding Friend in the 9 spot, and then Beeman in the 1 spot coming up behind him. Take 2 between Friend and Ostrowski. Friend turns to absorb contact, but ball breaks in just hard enough again for ball 1. Swing by Friend is off the mark for strike 1. A little ahead of it, I think, off of Ostrowski's speed. This one down the middle for strike 2. Looks like Friend expected it to break a little bit, I think. Would be a good spot for a breaking ball, but that one is straight in there. The speed probably induced his thought that it was a breaking ball. It's pretty slow, but was straight ahead in the strike zone, as we'll have 1-2. Popped up to the right side, out of play by Friend. Well, will remain barely in play, bounces off the fence, but will be no play by the first baseman or the outfielders. 1-2 once again to Friend. Pitch on the way. Ripped into left, but foul. Good hard liner by Friend, but was way ahead of that pitch. If he slows it up just a little, you can probably lace this ball into left center. Catcher sets him outside. Breaking ball is fouled off. So Friend remains alive. Even if he ends up getting out, this is a good productive at-bat for him, jacking up Ostrowski's pitch count. Ostrowski is already at 36 pitches, and we haven't even finished the second inning. Ripped into center field and will get down. Little blooper into center field by Dylan Friend results in a single off of a 5+ pitch at bat for Friend. Excellent AB for him, as Brody Folk will now come up to bat for the Eagles in the 9th spot, pitcher versus pitcher.
No, there's a reason I'm announcing and doing stuff up here than playing. There's a reason.
Bunt attempt by Folk just goes foul. Folk, possibly the second best bunter on the team behind Ethan Bach, just misses that one. Got good speed too. Ostrowski eyeing Friend at first, but Friend not biting any bigger of a lead. Probably a good idea. This one probably could have been in there, but just outside for ball 1. 1-1 to Folk. Bunt pops straight up. Foul. Folk in a hole now, 1-2. No outs though. We'll see if he can have a similar at-bat to what Friend did with 1-2. Sustaining the at-bat until you finally either get on base or even just sacrifice. It's only the first out, and Friend would end up on second or third most likely. This one really close as well, but outside for ball 2. Folk takes 2 really close pitches. I am sure no one would have complained if that was called strike 3, but as it stands, just outside. This one also way too outside, as we'll have 3-2. Full count with no outs to Folk. We'll see if it ends up with 2 on base for Fremont or a strikeout for Ostrowski. Fouled off by Folk, as he will continue an extended at-bat just like Friend. Eagles have been doing very well at that this season. They've brought several pitchers up over 100 pitches in a single game. Full count once again to Folk. Popped up, out of play. He's got 43.
Mine says 44.
Pickoff move. Ostrowski tries a non-conventional way of getting the out, but Friend with plenty of time to get back and lay on the base. Full count once again to Folk, another extended at bat. It would be killer if he would end up on base here or sacrifice to get Friend up. And this is outside for a walk. The Eagles having their way with Ostrowski this inning. Catcher Blessing will call a play on 1 and 2. Eagles in a great situation here with 2 runners on, no outs, and the top of the order coming up, the triple whammy. Beeman popped up on the first pitch of the at-bat, his last time up. See if he straightens it out a little bit here. This one breaks beautifully for strike 1. Beeman feinted bunt, but pulled back, expecting it to be inside, but it was strike 1. Ostrowski with a decent, I'm not sure if it's a changeup or a sinker, something like that. but he's got a good breaking ball that breaks in just to the inside part of the strike zone. This one high and outside for ball 1. Strowski closing out on 50 pitches, and we haven't even completed the second inning. Churubusco will send to the bullpen soon unless Strowski can pump up his efficiency for the innings. This one outside as well, but Blessing retains it to hold the runners. Two-one to Beeman. No hits yet this inning for the Eagles, but 2 runners on. Oh, excuse me, there was a hit by Friend. Bunt right back to the pitcher, but exactly what the Eagles wanted, as there will only be the first out, and Folk and Friend will advance to second and third. So as I was saying, Friend did have a single, and then Folk walked. So 1 sacrifice bunt from Beeman, a walk by Folk, and a single by Friend in reverse order, as Ethan Bach now will come up to bat. Great situation for him to bring in some runs. Ethan Bach rips into left, will go foul. He feinted bunt, but then tried to pull back and swing in the same move, and of course is a little behind that one. Driven opposite field, foul. Bach down 0-1 at the beginning of this at-bat. Friend gets a big lead off as the third baseman was running forward. He could go as far as the third baseman go, which is good by him. Pitcher throws to third base anyway, and Friend just waltzes back to third base. 0-1 on the way to Bach. Popped up, out of play. 2 pop-ups will lead to an 0-2 count to Bach, not something he sees very often. To Bach. Popped up again. 3 pop-ups thus far for Bach in this at-bat. No balls. Once again. Line to the left side, bobbled by the third baseman. Will not make the throw, and that will be E6, error on the third baseman, for those of you that don't understand that technical term, as Bach will end up on second. Excuse me, E5. Folk will remain on second. Eagles score a run there to make it 3-1, and Nick Miller will come up, singled into left field on a hard line drive his last at bat. This is looking like a very similar inning to the last for the Eagles offensively. We'll see if Miller can continue it. Strowski steps off. Runners do not return. The fielders trying to get the out, watching for a bunt, not necessarily trying to get the pick off, so the runners getting a little bit more aggressive leads. Strowski moves to pick off, but no one's covering. In the dirt low for ball 1 to Miller. This one falls across outside for ball 2. Good take by Miller. Was close, though. A lot of batters would swing away on that one. This one in the dirt again for ball 3. Three-0 count to Miller. Most likely will take here. 1 out, 2 runners on. Eagles up 3-1. They could make some more damage happen this inning as well. We'll see if Busco can strand us something like they did last inning. And this one will be in there for a strike. Once again, Ostrowski got a 3-0 count, brings in a strike down the middle to stay in this one. Ostrowski eyes second. Pitch on the way to Miller, ripped into left, way far. That has got to be gone. And it is! Nick Miller with an absolute bomb into left field for the 3-run bomb. 3-run dinger. Number 4 on the season for him. Looks like Busco will have a mound visit. Not sure if they'll change pitchers or not. Miller, very quiet and calm individual, had an absolute goner into left, but doesn't make a huge deal about it. Teammates come out to celebrate with him, but don't turn themselves into a bunch of drunken chimpanzees, as I might say. A lot of teams would go absolutely bonkers and do a lot of honestly stupid stuff when something like that happens, but Fremont takes it very nicely, very reserved. Shows that they know that Miller does this often and are not necessarily surprised by it anymore. As Ostrowski, as 1 pitch short of 60 pitches with only 1 out in the second inning, it appears that a new pitcher will in fact come in. Ostrowski's limited game stats will be 5 hits, 6 runs, all of them earned, 1 strikeout to 4 walks. In his defense, though, Eagles are a very good hitting team. Giving up hits against a good hitting team is never something to be ashamed about, as a little more speed will come to the mound, it looks like, as number 3, Keenan Hendricks, will pitch for the Eagles. This is the same pitcher that pitched, this is the same senior pitcher that pitched against Fremont in the NECC tournament, as I recall. Tall senior for the Eagles. After that 3-run bomb, it doubles the Eagles' lead to 6, as it is currently the final score of what the last game was between Busco and Fremont, 6-1. 2 runs in the first inning for the Eagles, and then 4 in the second so far, with only 1 out. That does clear the bases for the Eagles, for the Busco Eagles, though. Fresh start, as the number 4 batter Wagner will come up with 5 batter Pentecost behind him, and then 6 batter Crable. Busco Eagles have 1 run in the second inning, as this game might take a little longer than most baseball games do. We're about an hour through and haven't even concluded the second inning, as looks like the warm-ups for the new pitcher have concluded, and Wagner will come up to bat. We'll see how this new pitcher does against Fremont, as Fremont apparently had enough time to get used to Ostrowski. New pitcher might change things up, may change the dynamic for him a little bit. First pitch from Hendricks to Wagner. Down the middle but low for ball 1. This one ripped into center, but right on top of the center fielder. Good liner by Wagner, but right on top of the center fielders. That will be out number 2 for the Busco Eagles. So maybe their luck's starting to change a little bit. Wagner not that frustrated. Knew it was a good hit. He's smiling, talking to first base.
Number 12, Cable,
Teammates smiling a little bit too. Wagner, one of the fun guys on the team. As Pentecost will now come up to bat with no one on, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. This one inside for ball 1. Pentecost walked his last at bat on a full count, as I recall. This one in the same exact spot, right on top of the center fielder for the third out. Just like Wagner, hard hit to center field, but center fielder makes the grab, and we'll have 2 outs on those 2 runners. So apparently Hendricks is doing a little more efficiently than Ostrowski. As compared to Ostrowski's near 60 pitches, Folk remains at 26 going into the top of the third. That's number 2, Connor Sloan. I think, yeah. Number 2, Connor Sloan will come up to bat for the Busco Eagles now. Driven way high, most likely out of play. Oh my golly, Pentecost almost made that catch, streaking as fast as I've ever seen him down the line. Just bobbles it. That was driven higher than we could see beyond the roof. As it stands, Sloan will survive with 1 strike. Almost an MLB type play by Pentecost there, as they jump into the stands often, spilling people's nachos to get outs like that. Good breaking ball for strike 2. Sloan is shocked, but as it stands, we'll have an 0-2 count quickly. This one in the dirt for ball 1. One, 2 to Sloan. And fouled off the knob of the bat, it looks like. For strike 2. 1-2 once again to Sloan, as he's doing a good job of staying alive. We'll see if Folk can pick up a strikeout here. His first strikeout, I believe. And he does. It'll be a drop third, but Miller will make the throw down to first. And that will count as a strikeout for Folk, as the out was made at first. Folk's first strikeout.
Number 5, Kyle Ostrowski.
Ostrowski, former pitcher for the Busco Eagles, now coming up to bat. Driven deep into left. And dropped by the left fielder, Guthrie. Almost rolled to the fence. Once again, not sure if that will count as an error or a hit, as it is uncertain if it hit Guthrie's glove or not. Guthrie made the... Keenan Hendricks coming up to bat. As I was saying, Colton Guthrie made the cardinal rule, broke the cardinal rule of outfielders, turning his hips numerous times. Was off balance, couldn't possibly make the catch, turning his hips that often. As that will be a, I'm not sure if it'll be a double or another. I'm here. Sorry. Thank you. Once again, 1 out, runner on second for the Busco Eagles. Pickoff move by Folk. Ostrowski's there, though. Good awareness by him. One's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, as another pitcher's duel between Folk and the new pitcher for Busco, Hendricks. This one just outside for ball 2. Busco with a chance to score again. We'll see if they can capitalize. Busco twice now has scored off of deep balls that have been missed in the outfield, getting runners on second. Strowski dancing over at second. Will not steal. Big swing and miss by Hendricks for strike 2. Coach Bach calling out some instructions on the wrist coach. Probably some kind of pick play. We'll see. 2-2 to Hendricks from the belt. And deal. And it's in there for strike 3. Folk gets the much-needed punch out to get 2 outs on the Busco Eagles, as they can strand a runner here on second base if they get 1 more out. Miller with a quick conversation with Folk, talk about what they're going to do. Or might even just be having a dummy conversation to make the runner thing. Might just be talking about this weather. Wyatt Marks coming out to bat for the Eagles. Pitch on the way. Inside edge of the strike zone, strike 1. Full guys, Ostrowski at second, no one covering. 2 outs, Eagles don't need to pick off. And that's in there as well, strike 2. 2 watt strikes from Hendricks, Marks. 0-2 with 2 outs to Marks. Let's see if Folk can get 2 strikeouts in this inning and end it with a runner on second. Just outside, good strikeout pitch. Normally be called a ball, but hoping the batter would swing, he doesn't, and we'll have ball 1. Folk with 2 strikeouts this inning. Let's see if he can make it a third. In the dirt outside for ball 2. He's got to start working now. Busco got a runner on in second off of an error in left field with no outs, but Folk with 2 quick strikeouts and can make this a very efficient inning for himself. Busco sending a third pitcher to the bullpen as the game goes on. 2-2 across the board. Hit to the right side, hard play to make. And Wagner dives and makes the tag. Looked like he's trying to make a tackle there for a minute. Probably forgot which sport he was playing. As Folk did not head to first, and Wagner had to step up to field the play. Marks could have made it to first, but Wagner dives and gets the out, as the Eagles will get 3 outs on 3 batters after that dangerous double/error by Ostrowski. And we'll head to the bottom of the third on this slow-moving game tonight. Remington Craybill, right fielder, will now step up for the Eagles. Only Hendricks' third face batter of this game, as he came in with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Off of Ostrowski's struggling inning, as Eagles scored 4 there. Mostly due to Miller's home run. Inside low from Hendricks for ball 1. Breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Oh, let's just zoom in. I forgot to zoom it in. Yeah, we just zoom in a little during the game. Like, we'll zoom it out between innings so you can see everything, but like, that's probably not where we want it for the game. Grounded right back to Hendricks at first. He'll make the easy play, and we'll have out number 1 for the Busco Eagles. Left fielder Colton Guthrie, freshman, will come up now. Recently moved up to varsity, as I said earlier. See what he can do. He had the lone strikeout batting-wise for the Eagles this game. He'll ground to a shortstop the first pitch. Good play by Ostrowski at short, and there'll be quickly 2 outs. Hendricks working his pitching a lot more efficiently than Ostrowski was. The last 4 batters Hendricks has faced have gotten out, so good for him. 8 batter Dylan Friend will now come up to bat. He had a long at bat duel with Ostrowski last inning that resulted in a single in the center. Good breaking ball that had Friend watching for strike 1. Another one that's just high, close to the same spot for ball 1. Inside, almost gray, some jersey on Friend for ball 2. Big swing and a miss by Friend to bring it even 2-2. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And just a foul tip by Friend. As it remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 once again to Friend, having another extended at bat. Fouled off once again. Not a bad prerogative by him. Appears that in the event that Fremont needs a reliever pitching wise, Fremont's second starting pitcher, Ethan Bach, will probably come into pitch. He's been in the bullpen lately. Driven deep into left. Foul again. A couple deep pokes by Friend that go just fouls. Just got to wait on a little bit. Two once again, and a swing and a miss. Friend will book for first on the drop third strike, and good stretch by the first baseman to get that out. So 5 batters faced by Hendricks, 5 outs. Let's see if he can start turning things around on defense, so the Busco Eagles can start turning things around on offense. Folk will return to the mound for the Eagles this inning. See if he can be working as efficiently as he has lately. Troy Haberstock stepping up for the Busco Eagles in the top of the fourth. We're about halfway through this game, I believe. Getting close at least. Busco dugout getting loud. Grounder over to third base. Pentecost step over and make the play. Good hard throw by him. Pentecost had a couple of plays this game at third. Hasn't made an error yet. As the track meet between Fremont, Angola, and Hamilton and the tennis match between Fremont and Lakeland continue over across the hill. We can see all the action from here. It's great. The baseball field and the tennis courts and the track field as well as the practice football field are all in easy proximity of each other. You can check what's going on. A low ball from Folk to Brennan Gaff. This one also low for ball 2. If I receive any results on how the track meet or the tennis match are going, I will update our viewers. But as of right now, I can only see all of the action going on over there. I cannot see the results. This one grounded to Pentecost again. Let's see if he can remain perfect. And he does not. My bad, folks. I jinxed him. A play that probably should have been picked, but also should have been a higher throw by Pentecost. So one of those plays where both players could have done something to alleviate the problem. Wagner normally scoops those, but would have been a great play if he did. As it stands, most likely an error on Pentecost. As we do have one out off of Pentecost's successful play earlier, but a runner on first now. Pick-off move. This one is scooped by Wagner, so runner safe, but will not advance to second on any kind of missed throw. I believe this is Keaton Blessing batting now. This one low and outside for ball 1. As I've said before, where most of the folks misses seem to go is outside and low. This one in there for strike 1. One's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Big swing and a miss by Blessing to bring Folk up a little bit, 1-2. Folk winning this at bat. We'll see if Blessing can come back a little bit, and we'll see what kind of action happens on the base paths. This one fouled off the right side over the fence into the shot put area, as a matter of fact, for a foul ball. Fouled off to the right side, just shy of the baseline. One, two once again to Blessing. This time it's Busco that's extending the at-bats. Driven into center, should be a play made. Isaac Hershey in center will make the play and hold up the runner at first. Good play by the Eagles to hold the runner and get the out as we're now at 2 outs. With the runner still holding on first. We'll see if the Busco Eagles can get some momentum going to at least get 1 run in a 2-out rally, or if the Eagles can take advantage of this situation to get another scoreless inning. Number 14, Gavin Hart, takes kind of a step backwards, takes an off-balance swing. That is strike 1. This one also in there, barely for strike 2. O2 on the way, popped up into right. Crable will come in and make the play. A ground out for the first out, and then 2 outs made in the outfield, center and right respectively. 3 of Busco's offensive innings have been scoreless. They've gotten 1 run. Fremont scored in the first and second inning, and then were blanked in the third inning by Hendricks. We'll see what they can bring up now as Brody Folk, 9-bat, will coming back into the top of the order. fourth coming up, number 9 batter Brody Folk, who remains the pitcher, coming into bat. Once again, another pitcher's duel, this time between Hendricks and Folk in the bottom of the lineup. We'll see if Folk can get something started and get a runner on base with no outs, and the top of the lineup coming in, as Beeman remains on deck waiting. This one's in there, strike one. Watching strike. This one way inside for ball one. Hendricks with an interesting delivery here, kind of a stiff arm that he slings across his body to put in there. This one high for ball two. This one in there beautifully again, right on the outside bottom corner for strike two. Folk with 2 watch strikes so far, and 2 balls. We'll see if he can stay alive here. Fouls that one off, bounces off the catcher. Almost a foul tip caught by the catcher for an out. And Folk looked like he's expecting it as it stands. A relieved Brody Folk stands in there still with a 2-2 count. Line straight out the shortstop Ostrowski, who will make the easy play. Busco got an advantage at first with a tall first baseman, Gavin Haberstock, to make the plays. So Busco with a little bit of an advantage, heading back into the top of Fremont's order with 1 out, no runners on, as Corbin Beeman will step up to the plate. Is this Panda? First pitch breaking ball in there beautifully for strike one. This one a little high for ball one. This one popped up and out of play by Beeman to get Hendricks up once again, 1-2. One-two on the way to Beeman with 1 out. Popped up right side again. I keep hearing yelling and thinking it's from Busco or Fremont, but it's from the track meet going on. Keeps confusing me. 1-2 on the way to Beeman once again. Breaking ball just a little too outside for ball two. That's fine. Hendricks got a little bit to work with. This one driven into left center. Good gap shot by Beeman, as he'll stand up on first with a single. I believe that will be Beeman's first hit of the game, and it will be. Ethan Bach now steps up to the plate. He scored a third of Fremont's runs this game. He's got 1 hit on 1 at bat, as he walked 1 of his plate appearances. For those of you that may not know, there are at-bats and then there are plate appearances. And a plate appearance is just if you're batting at all, but if you get walked, it will not be considered an at-bat and does not affect your batting average. 1 out with a runner on for the Fremont Eagles, as their 2 best hitters will now come up to bat, Ethan Bach and then Nick Miller. Would not be surprised to see Bach bunt on third base line here, but the third baseman is crashing, expecting it. Big swing and a miss by Bach for strike one. Pickoff move is hard throw, but late, and Beeman is there. Beeman dancing over at first. Not sure if he's going to go or not. Goes, but pitcher's expecting it. Beeman gets in a little bit of a pickle. He'll dig for first, and is there. Escapes the pickle, but pretty close. As it remains 0-1 for Bach. Pitch on the way from Hendricks. Right fielder playing way over to the lefty. This one outside. Beeman will go. Catcher will attempt to throw, but Beeman is there. As we're now even across the board at ones. We'll see what Bach dials up here with 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike, with Beeman standing on second. Beautiful bunt down the third base line. Will he be in there? And he will be. Once again, another bunt single by Ethan Bach. I would not at all, I'm not sure where to find these stats, ladies and gentlemen, but I would not at all be surprised if Ethan Bach was leading the entire state in bunt hits on the season. As we have another mound visit here and perhaps another pitching change, as the Eagles may be starting to figure out Hendricks now. Eagles now got runners on the corners with 1 out, Beeman on third and Bach on first, so a good situation for them. Hit up the middle could result in double play for the Busco Eagles. We'll have Nick Miller, who had the homer, 3-run homer earlier, coming up to bat. And then Jacob Wagner, and then Gable Pentecost. Third pitcher for the Busco Eagles this game will be number 2, Connor Sloan, originally in the outfield. Props to Keaton Blessing, the catcher for Busco, having dealt with 3 different pitchers this game, or we're not even done with the 4th inning. Let's see if Miller can recreate something similar to what he had last time, or if it'll be a lot more negative than last time, some kind of strikeout or such. This one will be in there for strike 1. Not sure if that was just the way Sloan is throwing across his body or if there's some kind of different pitch, but moved a little fancy. Bach at first, Beeman on third with Wagner on deck. Once again, an inning that the Eagles can break open some runs if they wish, but with a couple defensive plays, Busco could strand a couple as well. Eagles have not scored since the bottom of the second when they had their homer by Miller and then an extra run to get 4 of their 6. 1-1 on the way from Sloan. Bach will go. Outside pitch in the dirt. No throw will be attempted smartly by Keaton Blessing.
How can it be better than what they'd use for the high schoolers?
Little weak dribbler to the left side. Will count as a hit, I would presume, but not nearly as strong as the last one, obviously. As it stands, Miller will end up on first. Beeman will score, but on the ground to left side, Bog will be held up on second. Courtesy runner, outfielder Connor Troball will come in to be a courtesy runner for the catcher, Nick Miller. Courtesy runner is not an official position in baseball, but if it would be, Connor Troball would be one. He's an excellent base runner. As with 1 out, runners at first and second, with a play at any bag, as such, with a 7-1 lead, Jacob Wagner, first base, will now step up to bat. This one with some more interesting movement for strike 1. Four and 5 batters coming up respectively for Fremont barring a double play. 4 up right now, Jacob Wagner, and then 5, Gil Pentecost. This one, a breaking ball that almost fell in there as well. Wagner stepping out before it even reached the glove. But as it stands, it'll be ball 1. Ripped away foul by Wagner on the ground. Probably have to wait on it a little bit. None of these pitchers have had excessive speed, and Fremont's used to faster pitchers when they play the teams, such as Owen Willard or Alec Hirschberger, but as it stands, Fremont having to adjust to a little bit slower pitches. Looks like the throwing events have concluded for the track meet as the rest of it winds down. Not sure where the tennis match is at, but shortstop runs over to second, but Bach does not buy it, but he will go maybe, and he doesn't. Inside again for ball 2. Bach messing with the pitcher a little bit, but does not go. Should be on the safe side. This one ripped into center, probably will get down, and it does. Into the right center gap. Wagner booking it for second, and he'll be in. Troball gets from first to third, and Bach will get from second to home to score a run. So 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 4th for the Eagles so far. Good rip by Wagner, and continues the streak as Pentecost not coming to bat with still only 1 out, and runners on second and third. Eagles up 8-1. Pentecost has yet to face the new pitcher, Connor Sloan. We'll see what he does. This one high for ball 1. Pentecost can bring in a couple off a hard hit. Runners can get some pretty decent leads as infield's in a little bit, corner infield at least, expecting some kind of bunt. Troball on third can get as far as third base goes. They're not really covering second either. And popped up again for Pentecost into the right center gap. Center will be on it. Troball booking for home, a fake run, made it look pretty convincing. As it stands, Busco will get a free second out, and Fremont will not score any off of what could have been a sacrifice fly. Only the second out, though, as runners remain in second and third. And Remy Craybill will come up to bat, sixth batter for Fremont. Breaking ball doesn't break hard enough, and it'll be ball one high. From the belt, kick and deal. Remy wanted to take that one, decided not to, and ends up costing him for a strike one in the low left corner. One to Crable. Pitch almost took Remy in the back, but coils away and dodges it. Fremont's bench tell him to wear it. They have some icy hot for him in the dugout if he should need it. Two one. Fouled off the tip of the bat. 2-2. They say icy hot. Icy hot fire. Okay, so you're talking about like actual medical procedures, not what they say. 2-2 to Crable again. Runners getting ready for any kind of possible situation here. 2 outs, they're going to go on anything. Remy pulls his bat just in time off the breaking ball that he wanted to swing at, but just outside. Good decision by him, and we'll have a full count. Not the worst thing in the world to have a walk, because it would bring up a freshman. You have bases loaded with a plate, any base with 2 outs, but still, it'd be psychological. I'm sure Crable would prefer a hit here to bring in at least 1 run. In the dirt for ball 4, and Crable will walk down to first. Good stop by the catcher to prevent 1 run coming in. Standing up with this extended, lengthy backstop here at Fremont High School. Got a long one. Freshman Colton Guthrie will come up to bat once again. No hits through 2 at-bats for him thus far. We'll see how he deals with his pressure. In the dirt for ball 1. As now a walk would bring in a run, but I'm sure Sloan is keen to avoid that. 7 batter for Fremont is Guthrie. One 0. High outside, ball 2. Upon the pop out from Pentecost, infield can now play at double play depth. They have played any base, don't need to necessarily worry about bunt. This one ripped down the third base line. Easy play for the third baseman, can just step on the bag. As Fremont will score 2 runs, just like the first inning, but will once again strand runners on loaded bases. number 1, Wyatt Hershey, coming up to bat for the Busco Eagles. Folk still pitching through this game. Just narrowly avoids hitting Hershey for ball 1 inside. Folk only giving up 1 run through 4 innings, as we're in the top of the 5 now. It's a good scoop by Miller off the ball in the dirt, ball 2. This one driven into left field, but way foul. Hard hit by Hershey for strike 1. Swing and a miss for strike 2, so we go from 2-0 to 2-2. This one in the dirt, ball 3, will have a full count. This one in there. Folk gets the punch out on the off speed. Swing and a miss by Hershey for out number 1.
Number 2 pitcher, Connor Sloan.
Connor Sloan now drives this one deep into left, but foul. Got through his booking and tried to catch it, but was way out of his frame of reference. Sun showing up a little bit here now at Fremont High School. Nice to see it. Lighten up the place a little bit. Oh, 1 on the way from Folk. Busco dugout getting loud again. This one outside for ball 1. Low in the dirt, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. This one narrowly avoids Sloan for ball 3. We'll have a 3-1 count now. Folk with some dangerous pitching counts here in the top of the 5th, but got out of the first one of the strikeout. We'll see what he does here, 3-1. Would be surprised if he could take here. Said big swing and a miss by Sloan on the pitch by Folk. Another full count. And popped up. Folk will call off the rest of the infield and make the catch. So on 2 full counts, Folk is responsible for both those outs. Very efficient work by him. As we are quickly to 2 outs here on the top of the 5th. This one driven high into the left center gap. Hershey will call it off and make the catch. And 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles defensively. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. In this one here at Fremont High School, Eagles up 8-1. The DH, Dylan Friend, will return to the plate in the 8 spot to bat against Hendricks. Excuse me. That'd be Connor Sloan. Friend tried to check swing, but instead kind of dinks it towards the first base. Excuse me, the pitcher who makes the play at first base. Interesting play, to say the least. As it stands, 1 out on 1 pitch. As pitcher Brody Fulken will come up in the 9 spot to bat in his duel against Sloan. The top is waiting, Corbin Beeman, who singled into left center his last at bat. First pitch on the way to Folk. Beautiful breaking ball for strike 1. Folk with a beautiful bunt down the third base line that stays on the line. What a bunt!
No way.
You could quite literally not do it any better, ladies and gentlemen. It was half on the line, half not. It was beautiful. Just on the middle of the line. An inch to the left, it would have been foul. The fielders just didn't make a play on it. They couldn't. And as it stands, Folk with a bunt single on first. Just beautiful bunt. I can't stop talking about it. I'm sorry. Folk goes. And he should be there. And he is under it. It was close, though. Good throw by the catcher, Blessing. Ball 1 to Beeman. One out. Folk on second with the top of the order up. Beeman rips this in the left, right on top of the left fielder. Will make the play. He'll go 2, but no play at second. So 2 outs off the pop out by Beeman. And Ethan Bach will now come up to bat, who himself, being a master bunter, just witnessed a bunting masterclass by Brody Folk. I doubt he will do the same on 2 outs, though, but we'll see. Shortstop making some noise at second. Folk isn't biting. Hard pitch coming in towards Bach. He'll duck out of the way for ball 1. Fremont's tallied 10 hits on the game so far. See if Bach can make it 11. Coach Bach calling some wrist coach plays to Folk at second. Folk will make a jump towards third, won't go. Sloan will wisely step off. As we have had Ethan Bach at the bullpen, and now we have Remington Crable at the bullpen, so 2 different possible pitchers in case Folk needs a reliever. Back pick move to second is no go. Folk in there safely. Folk makes a jump towards third. Catcher with a good throw, and they easily got him. Bach will return to the plate then the next inning. No action really happened on his side. As we'll go to the bottom of the 5th, and Bosco will come up to bat. this since I was your age. Did you just say I'm smart? Keenan Hendricks coming up to bat now for the Busco Eagles in the top of the sixth. We got 12 more outs to deal with in this game. Ripped into center. It bounced right in front of Hershey. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make that catch, but as it stands, single for Wagner. Only the third hit that Folk's given up this game, as we have a leadoff single. This one, first pitch that gets by Miller. Hendricks will be on 2, looking 3. Will not try and Miller's arm. Good decision. As quickly, no outs with the runner on second now for Busco, as they might be able to make some runs happen here. This one popped up to right field. Crable will make the catch, and Hendricks will not tag and head to third. As the outfield makes up for it with an out in right field by Remington Crable. Croy Haberstock will now step up to the plate, number 6. With 1 runner on and 1 out and the top of the 6th. We are about 2 hours after game time, and I've barely started the 6th inning. Folk steps off, and Hendricks will hurry back to second base. Ball low outside, apparently, for ball 1 to Haberstock. Big lead over at second. He won't go, but it's lined into the gap. Guthrie comes up firing in left field. Hendricks will not advance past third, as half of Busco's hits this game have come within the last 5 minutes. I foresee a pitching change possibly coming soon, just to rest Folk a little bit and change up the dynamic on the batters before they get too much momentum. Still only 1 out, runners on the corners. Busco's yet to score, but could very possibly well soon, unless the Eagles can string together a double play or a couple of outs in succession. Fouled off to the right side. Breaking ball does not break hard enough and pelts Brennan Gaff in the head, who makes it worse by pounding himself in the head for some reason. Not sure how that's supposed to help, but must be his own little thing. Bases loaded here in the top of the 6th. As we do, it does help the Eagles to have an out at any base. A good double play here by the infield could end this pretty quickly without the Eagles scoring in their own bases loaded situation. We'll see what happens. In the dirt, good block by Miller. Eagles got to get some outs here before the other Eagles start getting some runs. One 0 on the way. This is in there, strike 1. To the catcher, Keaton Blessing. One's across the board to Blessing from Folk. Fouled off the tip of the bat towards Busco's dugout, and we'll have 1-2. Folk could make this inning a lot more manageable and a lot less tense with one more strike here. Although I'm sure he knows that he's got a couple pitches to work with, and Blessing will most likely be hacking at these next couple of pitches with 2 strikes on him. And a good breaking ball, high pitch for a strike 3, just as I said. So Folk comes back after a hit by pitch and a couple hits to get the strikeout for out number 2. Eagle infield at double play depth, or single play depth, if you will, with only 2 outs. As no one is covering the bases, Busco can get big leads. This gone right back to Bach. Easy play for the 3rd out, and the Fremont Eagles defense will strand bases loaded of their own. So good situation there for Busco to get some runs, but the defense, along with Folk, makes good, quick work, and it remains 8-1 heading into the bottom of the 6th. 9 more outs.
Popcorn and hot dogs are now available for 75 cents. Quite the discount.
Once again, an Eagle batter will return to the plate after watching it out on the base paths last inning, namely Ethan Bach, and then we'll have Nick Miller succeeding him, so 2 very good batters coming up. Now with no outs, we'll see if Bach bunts here. Does not. Ooh, pitch outside low that just hangs in there for strike 1, according to Blue. Third base is expecting bunt here, so he's in. It's never really necessarily stopped Bach from bunting, but he might just decide to swing here. Driven high again into center, right on top of Ostrowski. Ostrowski managed to make a lot of outs this game. Fremont hitting a lot of pop-ups on him. Uncharacteristic fly out from Bach. Not sure that, other than batting stats, he's probably not all that broken up about it, considering the Eagles' lead, but that'll bring up Nick Miller. 2 polar opposite hits over the last 2 at-bats, a 3-run home run, and then a little dribbling single to the left side. Driven again into left. That is absolutely gone. No doubt about it. Almost bouncing off a car. There was no doubt about that one. It disappeared to be a tiny pinprick of white. Eagles aren't even gonna come to the plate for this one. They've come to expect it at this point. That is Miller's 5th home run on the season. Looks like the Eagles will be giving Miller the silent treatment. A little bit of silent treatment from the Eagles. Just proves how good of a hitter Miller is, that the Eagles have gotten used to it and don't want to oblige him any more than he deserves. This will bring up Wagner, who has to fill some pretty big shoes after that, but inside pitch for strike 1. As soon as that was off the bat, before it even reached the apex of its flight, I'm just telling you, there was no doubt about that one. That has got to be the That is by far the farthest home run I've seen hit on this field this year, and I've seen a couple, more than a couple. Next pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Miller with 2 home runs on different pitchers. Shows how good he is at adjusting. What an excellent hitter and an excellent catcher. Indiana Tech D2 baseball program in Indiana is getting a good one with Nick Miller next season. Beautiful breaking ball for strike 2 that Wagner lays off of. As I was saying, that is Miller's 5th home run. If he has his eyes set on the home run record, it is currently double that at 10. Current JV head coach for Fremont, Ian Burkhart, holds the record for home runs hit in a season with 10 in a single season. Big chop and a miss by Wagner.
Come on, keep your hands up, right? Here we go.
As we'll now have 2 outs. Eagles with at least one, quote, easy run, if you will, as Miller hit that solo home run. Now Pentecost will come up with 2 outs with no runners on. We'll see what he can do. Driven into right on top of the third baseman. Excuse me, right fielder. Good poke, but right on top of the right fielder. So some quick outs after that home run. And we'll have the top of the 7th coming up. 3 more outs for the Eagles here, and everyone can go home, as we have had about 2.5 hours passing in this game. Fremont's closer in the top of the 7th will be Remington Craybill. Got his first couple of varsity pitching starts this season as a senior. He's done very well, though. Has not lost a game yet. Won against Busco as a starter a couple weeks ago in the NECC tournament. Let's see if he can make some quick work here to get 3 more outs. As beginning for Busco in the last inning will be number 1, Wyatt Hershey. Pitch down the middle but low will be ball 1. Low again, near the same spot, ball 2. Remy putting in significantly more heat than Folk was, but still trying to find that location. Sure, he'll just take a few. He's only had a couple pitches so far in this game. There it is. And it'll be fouled off for strike 1. Two 2-1, and in the dirt again, cleanly picked by Miller, and we'll have 3-1. This one driven right past Craybill's face, almost took his head off. Yep. And there'll be a leadoff single into center. Busco remains alive, but got a lot of ground to make up if they want to stay in this game. Looks like the running matches are still going on with the track meet. I can see a relay race from here. Maybe a few more tennis matchups as well, which is strange considering the baseball game has been going on for a while. Another grounder back up to Bach. Takes it himself, goes for a double play. Beautiful stretch by Wagner, beautiful field and throw by Bach, and that will be a double play. Beautiful work by the infield, and center fielder Cal Ostrowski will come up for possibly the last out of this game. Driven into center field and will not be the last out. That'll be right center. He'll probably turn for two, and will. Former pitcher Folk and center who gets that ball in. Single and a double for the Busco Eagles this inning, but upon the double play, they get the first hitter and get two outs, but I cannot remember the amount of times Ostrowski has been on second with no runners on. He's got to have been on second by himself 3 times this game at least. Number 3, also a former pitcher for Busco, Hendricks, will come up to bat now with 2 outs. Outside pitch caught by Miller to prevent the wild pitch or pass ball, depending on how you score it. This one's in there, fouled off the tip of the bat to the right side.
Oh, I was waiting for that.
1-1 to Hendricks. Good pitch by Craybill, fast, down low in the zone with a swing and a miss by Hendricks. 1-2. One more strike ought to do it. Inside, ball 2. Grounded to Bach, who will make the throw to first, and that'll do it. Fremont cruises to 12-3 on the season. I believe they're either 4-1 or 5-1 in the conference, staying in the race there, upon a 9-1 victory over the Churubusco Eagles. It's nice to have the sun come out a little bit, see some blue skies for the end of this game, and it looks like the track meet might actually outlast us. Tennis is starting to finish up as well. They might be done actually and just practicing, not sure. The few fans, the few faithful that did show up to Fremont High School got to see a good Fremont victory tonight upon a dominant batting performance by Miller with a single and 2 home runs on the night, giving Fremont 4 of its 9 runs. Good pitching game by both Folk through the first 6 innings, and then Craybill to close. Fremont tallied double-digit hits on the day with 11 hits. 4 by Nick Miller, who went 1,000 on the day, 4 for 4. 1 hit by Beeman, 2 hits by Bach, 2 by Wagner, none by Pentecost, Craybill, and Guthrie, and then 1 by Friend and 1 by Folk in the bottom of the order. Jacob Wagner had a double. Nick Miller 2 home runs, obviously. 3 different stolen bases tonight by Brody Folk, Jacob Wagner, and Ethan Bach. 2 errors, both in the infield, Corbin Beeman and Gable Pentecost. Brody Folk was caught stealing once on the base paths, the only person caught stealing today for the Fremont Eagles. Brody Folk ends with a satisfying but not overwhelming stat line for the game. 6 innings pitched, only 4 hits, only 1 run, and it was earned, and 4 strikeouts to no walks, so good by him. Remy Craybill finishes with 2 hits, no strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs. Folk with a total of 80 pitches even. Craybill with only 12, 7 of which was strikes, so good ratio despite the low amount of pitches. Churubusco gets 6 hits on the night, 2 of which were in the final inning. 1 by Wyatt Hershey, 2 by Croy Haberstock, 2 by Cal Ostrowski. I believe they were 2 doubles. And 1 by Keenan Hendricks. 3 different pitchers for Churubusco tonight. Hendricks with 31, Sloan with 35, and Ostrowski with 59. Ostrowski started out with a strikeout, 4 walks, 6 earned runs, and 5 hits. Hendricks came in for 2 innings with 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 strikeout to no walks, and then 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 earned run, and 1 run total off of 4 hits by Sloan, as Fremont will pick up this 9-1 NECC conference victory over the Churubusco Eagles. They will play tomorrow in a titanic matchup at Fremont High School again between the Fairfield Falcons, who are doing very well this season. Fremont will most likely face Fairfield's ace, Division I bound pitcher Alec Hirschberger. He's got 50-plus strikeouts on the season with I believe, less than 10 walks. Most likely the best pitcher in the conference this season, doing very well for himself. Fremont won the contest in the tournament last week, about 2 weeks ago actually, but on 5 unearned runs versus Fairfield's pitcher who was not Hirschberger, not their ace. And Fremont did pitch their ace, Pentecost. I would not be surprised to see Pentecost tomorrow versus Hirschberger be a very good matchup. Should get a lot of fans, should get some newspaper guys here. Be a good game to watch. For those of you that would like to watch the game, we are still unsure if we'll be streaming the game tomorrow. We're trying to procure crew for that event, as we have crew going to other games. Although, if you would like to be updated on all of these events going on at Fremont High School in general with its sports and its broadcasts, follow Everything Fremont Sports on Instagram and Twitter, and Fremont Eagles Network's own Twitter page exclusively on Twitter, where you can get updates there. I believe they might be on Facebook too, but I'm not sure. As it is over 2 hours after about 2 hours and 15 minutes after our original scheduled game time. But not a super bad night. Sun came out a little bit, not too chilly. As this is Jonah Pentecost signing off for the last time tonight from Fremont Eagles High School in Northeast Indiana. We will maybe or maybe not see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep you in suspense. We'll probably update you by tonight. Thank you for tuning in once again, and have a great rest of your week, ladies and gentlemen.